when they see this, because they're very vindictive, that I'm sure I'll just sign my death notice to the fire department.
Aaron Ford has lived and breathed the Klein Volunteer Fire Department since he was just a kid. But now he's a veteran firefighter, embarrassed by the way the fire department is being run, and scared for the 170,000 people Klein Volunteer Fire protects.
They are like little toddlers in their play box with all their firemen and their fire trucks, and they're playing with it. But they want to keep buying these apparatuses, and they keep saying that they don't have money for people, but where are they getting this money from to buy these apparatuses? And they keep shutting down stations.
Dolcefino consulting reporter Ava Vig saw it firsthand.
Hello? Is anyone in here?
At Station 35 up in Tomball, we find shiny new fire equipment inside. But there are no firefighters anywhere to be found. That is a dangerous waste of taxpayers' money.
They bought 3 new pumpers and a rescue truck. We got 3 pumpers right now that sit there and collect dust. I mean, the other day they had 3 stations shut down. I mean, they get a house fire, who are you gonna call?
Yet the elected Emergency Service District Board, number 16, is spending millions of dollars on a new administration building. In the next few months, ESD 16 will take over the full operation of this 72-year-old Northside Volunteer Fire Service. It's not quite as bad as the multi-million-dollar corruption that eventually brought down historic Cypress Creek EMS. But this is another example of a once great charity run amok.
I'm sick of the fucking questioning. You need to understand what your fucking role is here in this department and where you fucking fit in. And you're not a fucking chief. You're not a fucking supervisor. And I mean, you can't even do a simple fucking task.
That's the foul-mouthed treatment of a Houston firefighter who also works for Klein.
You're a goddamn fireman in the city of Houston, and that's all you're gonna fucking be. I'm tired of you fucking questioning the decisions that we fucking make.
The guy who needs his mouth washed out with soap is Deputy Fire Chief Baron Edmiston.
I physically have seen and heard him how he talked to people, and it is not right.
Multiple firefighters claim he's now resigned, but no one at Klein Fire Headquarters claims to know.
Hey everybody, this is Brittany with Klein Fire Department, and I am with our 10-foot tall firefighter.
His wife Brittany is the department's public information officer, but she's out on leave. Nepotism is one of the downfalls of these volunteer bureaucracies. On Monday, July 6, 2 years ago, Brittany made a Facebook post tagging her hubby. "We're Colorado bound," she said. 3 days later, they were in Rabbit Ears Pass. Sounds fun. Here's the problem. These are Brittany's timesheets from Klein Fire that very same week. She's clocked in every single day from 8 to 4, claiming she's working, not out of state. Oops.
Good morning. I'm Mike Goslin, the new chief of the Klein Fire Department.
Mike Goslin was then the fire chief of Klein, and Brittany's husband was his deputy fire chief, her boss.
I just don't want this to be the normal practice. I want to teach the younger generation of firefighters that it's okay just to sweep things under the rug.
HFD firefighter Ryan Horton had a second job as training chief for the Klein Fire Department, and he says he brought Chief Goslin the evidence of possible timesheet fraud.
He immediately blew up, want to know why I did that. That Barron is like the ESD president, Rich Jones' son, and that I pretty much blanked him over.
On the morning of December 24th, Christmas Eve, Ryan received a demotion. He believes it was retaliation.
First time in my life I've been in trouble for doing the right thing.
Ryan helped expose a case of alleged sexual harassment involving then Fire Chief Goslin.
If memory serves all of you correct, I didn't do anything wrong. I was the victim of sexual harassment.
Jamie Sergini was the HR advisor for the Klein Fire Department. Her company was under contract. Jamie says she was spending extra hours helping the fire chief with a personal issue. She recalls one very disturbing phone conversation.
And at one point, Goslin asked what I was wearing. He said, "Let me see your pussy."
Ryan Horton, he reported another incident.
Well, he said after you left, Goslin said that he had a hard time concentrating on what you were saying because he kept imagining you getting fucked doggy style.
A day after that latest incident, Jamie reported to her boss the sexual harassment. Chief Goslin was put on leave. He denies everything.
Any allegations against me are false. I was on a Zoom call, and they advised me that they were canceling my contract. I was given no information why.
As for Jamie, she says she was told to stay away during the investigation. She didn't understand why. Jamie was later told by her company she was being fired. Her company was also fired as HR by ESD 16. The board then chose this company, RIT Management, without even asking for bids. Look who it's run by, the wife of the ESD 16 attorney, Ira Kovaler. Ira is even the registered agent of the company. Boy, they just love their conflicts up in Klein. The members of the public who knew thought it was kind of shady. The ESD board knew about the conflict of interest, but kept the public in the dark.
Were all the ESD commissioners aware that his wife, and you don't have to answer, was it
I'm all aware of it.
Yeah, it's interesting you all knew, but you didn't make the public aware during your discussion. I would have appreciated that kind of transparency.
Jamie was never told the result of the sexual harassment investigation. How were you treated after you reported this?
Like I was the enemy, like I was the one that did something wrong.
And it doesn't sound like the president of ESD 16, Rich Jones, really cares.
I think of it like this, okay? I have contractors that do work here at my house, all right? I pay them to do it, right? So how much should I know about how, if they have harassment of them, or, as long as I'm getting the service of my whatever being done correctly, I don't care about that.
Wow, what a compassionate guy. What a campaign slogan as you ask taxpayers to re-elect you this weekend.
As long as I'm getting my service done, I don't care about that.
That doesn't surprise me. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me in the least.
What may surprise you more is what you'll see on the ballot Saturday in the ESD 16 election. Sure, the obviously compassionate Rich Jones is running, and so is Jamie Sergini, fighting back against sexual harassment.
I want this treatment of people, not just even women, but I want to try and make a difference. I think the citizens deserve better, and I think the firefighters deserve a lot better.
And you know who else is running? The disgraced fire chief, Mike Goslin, Jamie's accused harasser.
I think he's running for the ESD board just out of spite to get back at some people.
So the accuser and the accused are running for seats on the very same board of directors at ESD 16. That may be a first.
I honestly don't think that anybody in their right mind would vote for him.
Imagine how uncomfortable it will be if they both win.
If I win, great, but even if I lose, I've at least reached people and I've increased awareness.